From its very inception, the young city of San Francisco has been a magnet for misfits, weirdos, iconoclasts, geniuses, and lunatics. Join us in examining a denizen of this murky twilight world. Hello, I'm Michael Lucas. I've been asked to tell you a little bit about schtick bands, and in particular, my schtick bands. The Fan of Surfers came about. A friend from high school, when I was in miscellaneous punk rock bands, came back a number of years later, having been in a band and dropped out of college. And among the records that he'd purchased at thrift stores up there were a couple of surf albums, such as the Tornadoes, Bustin' Surfboards. And I'd, picked up various Delphi surf albums. And he was writing all these surf songs just on a 4-track. And then we happened to get a call, and someone asked if we wanted to play. And so I called them, we rehearsed for about 20 minutes, drove down, and played a 40-minute set. We became sort of godfathers of the neo-surf scene, and the fact that we had a bunch of schtick certainly helped to differentiate it from every other band. We've been invited to play, various places: Canada, Mexico, Japan, Europe. The two continents we have not played are Antarctica and Africa, so those are major priorities.
But Michael, why schtick?
I guess a pivotal point was a certain Monkees episode where there was a battle of the bands, and every band had some sort of costume or gimmick that went with their name. There was a band called the Secret Agent Men or something that were in severely tailored suits. A band called the Jolly Green Giants, who were dressed like the Jolly Green Giants, and others that I can't recall. The Monkees actually stood out by not having a discernible, unified shtick. To me, it's just always seemed natural that a band should have something more than just the music.
I fell in love with a pretty little girl and could not get away. Don't you
I really love a lot of those old hillbilly songs. It'd be nice to sing them. Both the bassist, who had never played bass before, and myself were big fans of the movie Highlander II. Where he first rematerializes on stage at a Shakespeare festival, and the actor is freaking out and says, "Get off the stage, you shithead!" And Sean Connery goes, "Oh, thank you, my dear shithead." And the crowd goes crazy. So we named it the Highlander IIs after the movie Highlander II. It's like, if we're called the Highlanders IIs, we should be wearing kilts. We put on the kilts and we sang these songs in a even more fucked up way than they were done originally. So people would review these things and say like, "Oh, it's Scottish folk music," even though it was electric guitar and bass and drums, and we were doing, American rural music of the 20s and 30s. What can you say? That's the power of shtick. Now, the Poontang Wranglers, since it's an old-timey band playing all this, pre-World War II and generally even 20s, 30s stuff, we thought it'd be nice to be old-timey looking. So we wear red union suits, which are actually pretty hot under stage lights, and usually black polos or derbies. Got Sven Erik, once again, the noted troublemaker, on board as a washboard player, and he decided to take it to the next level by bringing in a friend of ours, Hiroshi Hasegawa.
Say, boss, which of these roads goes to Arkansas?
How did you know I was a boss?
Well, I just guessed.
Then you can just guess which road goes to Arkansas, young fella.
You know, it's easy to just deny the spiritual side of life. True Christianity is something that bubbles up from underneath like the sidewalks getting cracked by the grass. It's one of my favorite passages in the Gospel, St. Matthew 10:16, where Jesus says to his disciples, "Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves."